Good afternoon and welcome to Monday Movie. I'm Arwen from Even Star. Today's topic is moving on from grief and breaking the cycle of negative energy. So before I get into the topic, just to let you know, I will put a link below that will allow you access to book a session with me if that is something that you or someone you love needs to do because they are going through a period of grief at the moment. Or obviously for any other reason, if you want to book a Reiki session, I would love to meet you. Okay, so throughout life we are all going to experience grief. So we all think of this word in association with death primarily. So death of a loved one, death of a friend, death of a pet. But there are many other reasons why we might experience grief. So it's really, I guess, all about having to let go of something. So it might be a job, it might be a place, it might be a group of people, for whatever reason that we have to move on from, and this can cause us grief. So the risk of not dealing with grief appropriately is that we enter into a cycle of negative energy. The 5 stages of dealing with grief are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And the negative cycle of energy occurs when we can't move into the acceptance stage. What happens when we're stuck in the cycle of negative energy is that we will generally stop looking after ourselves and will potentially become either mentally or physically unwell. So how do you deal with grief? So first of all, give yourself time. It's not a 24-hour virus. It's something that is going to take weeks, months, potentially even longer, depending on what the situation is. And you need to allow yourself time to go through those 5 stages and to actually feel sad. It is important to let yourself feel sad. You don't want to, for example, rush back to work after the bereavement leave you've been given, to a situation where you have to behave normally, you have to be professional, you have to not allow yourself to feel sadness because you're moving on to the next thing. So we really need to focus on our yin side, our feminine, introspective, non-active side of energy when we're dealing with grief. Pleasure. So it is really important to keep doing things you love, even though you might not feel like doing them. Going to that class you normally go to, going for that walk with a friend that you normally feel like you... So going to that dancing class, going for a walk with a friend, your friends are going to understand that you're not going to be the life of the party when you're in a stage of grief, but it's still important to join in and get that human interaction. And you might even find that, you know, talking to some different people is good for you and allows you to move through to potentially the next stage. So health and well-being is very important, and it's something that is very easy to let go when we are grieving. Grief is exhausting, so you will probably need more sleep than you normally get, and it's important to let yourself do that. So another reason not to rush back to work. If you are having problems sleeping, even though you are exhausted, then I would suggest that you use some other techniques to help you sleep, such as meditation or essential oils. I'll put a link to my videos below about sleep. And eating, what we consume is really important at this time as well. So we want to make sure we are eating nutritious meals, although again we may not feel motivated to cook and shop for whole foods. It's very important to make sure that you are doing that. So accept those meals that people are offering to make for you, and if you have to have something quick and easy because you can't be bothered cooking, then make sure it's something nutritious. Using alcohol and other drugs is really not going to be beneficial to you in the long run. So these things tend to have a numbing effect, but obviously if you overindulge in them, you're then going to feel even worse the next day. And they also don't allow you to actually feel what you need to feel. If you're numbing the sadness, then you're not going through that stage of feeling the sadness. So they are things to be avoided. Exercise allows us to promote our body's own natural happy drugs. So serotonin and dopamine are produced when we exercise, and they are actually also produced when we meditate. So they are fantastic things to do when you're grieving. And again, might not feel like doing it, but they're going to be good for you and they're going to help you move through. I will put a couple more links to videos that I've got on ways to motivate yourself to exercise, and also my top 3 excuses for not meditating video. Okay, counselling. So it may help you to talk to somebody whose professional objective isn't going to get caught up in the emotion of the situation with you, like some other family and friends may, and that can be very beneficial. However, we also can get to the point where we're talked out, and this is where Reiki comes in, because Reiki is a non-cognitive therapy. You don't need to be thinking about anything, intending anything in particular, and you also don't need to talk through all your feelings. You don't need to explain or express everything about how you're feeling, explore those deep underlying emotional traumas. You just need to be ready to access the balancing energy that Reiki can provide to you. So certainly a quality Reiki practitioner is going to want to get information from you as to why you're seeking Reiki, but not necessarily in the kind of detail that you would in a counselling session. And you are going to find that whatever needs to come out during a Reiki session will come out. If you need to cry, you can cry. You are going to be in a safe space, and you're not going to need to explain why. You're not going to need to explain everything that's going on for you. So Reiki is going to allow you to rebalance all the levels of energies in the body, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, and will bring back that sense of trust in the universe and in the path that you've got to follow, and trusting in the future. Reiki will also allow you to feel motivated to move forward and let go of your sadness, but without relinquishing the memories or the feelings about the thing that you've lost. So most people after Reiki report that they feel more balanced, more clear-headed, more focused, lighter, calmer. Reiki can't take your grief away, but it can provide you with the strength to get through the grieving process. Most importantly, it can break the cycle of negative energy that occurs potentially when we're going through grief. So if you would like any more information about Reiki for grief or anything else to do with your well-being, then please contact me. And if you're ready to break the negative energy cycle brought about by grief, then please book a session with me right now. Thank you for watching. Bye.